April 23rd, and a second surgery on the left part on June 4th. Since the family only had a 1-month visa, the hospital helped them extend it to 3 months to ensure better treatment.
Now I realize that it was the best decision because I see the professional team of this hospital. This moment I want to express my deep gratitude to the whole team.
Doctors said the treatment restored blood flow in blocked arteries or veins in the girl's brain. They say with proper treatment, over 80% of children with Moyamai disease recover and over 90% can see lessening of their symptoms and are able to lead a regular life.
The console, the screen, and the controls allow a surgeon to perform minimally invasive surgery. This kind of robot has been available in China for 17 years and has operated on more than 500,000 patients. This kind of robot used to be purely imported. Things have changed since June 12, 2024, when an R&D and production center was opened in Shanghai, the robot developer's largest base in the Asia-Pacific region. It represents a 700 million yuan investment.
It's an investment here locally in manufacturing, in R&D, in customer training, and other areas. And so I think you can just look at this investment as a testament and as a commitment to the innovation that exists here and the talent pool and other things that exist here in Shanghai and certainly in China. You know, one thing I was impressed by is how fast it happened. See it go from dirt to this building in 20 months. You know, I've been very impressed and excited by the cooperation from the Pudong district, from Shanghai, from suppliers around China as a whole. And so I'm excited to continue that and keep working with them.
The project is developed by the joint venture between Intuitive Surgical and Fosun Pharma.
Now, only the top leading hospitals are equipped with surgical robots. We hope that in the future, regular tertiary hospitals can use it.
With the push of a button. Those nodules which are difficult to identify with traditional methods require this kind of robot. And in the future, it may also be able to help with treatment.
Sun says the hospital does around 2,000 such diagnoses every year, and a third of them needs to get robotic assistance.
After a more than 6-month renovation and restoration project, the 90-year-old Henry Lester Institute of Medical Research has finally reopened. Built in the 1930s, the architecture was designed by Lester Johnson and Morris, a famous architecture firm founded by a British tycoon named Henry Lester. It was one of the best-equipped medical institutes at the time. The main entrance of the building is quite iconic. It's flanked by 2 bronze lampposts. And 90 years ago, a group of foreign and Chinese medical experts took a photo here, right in front of this gate. And it took the workers more than 4 months to restore the post using these photos.
关于纹样呢，我们实际上是先制作了木质的一个灯柱，然后关于这个尺寸呢，我们是用原来在这里拍合影人的尺寸来预估它的高度，再拿这个灯柱跟它去做一个匹配。玻璃我们也选择了黄色的压花玻璃，就使得它白天亮起来也觉得是很有特色，晚上呢又是一种很雅致的一种光线在整个的这个空间里面。
The 3-story building is modern in style. There are 2 long corridors extending to a lecture hall and a medical library.
还有一个有趣点呢，就是在历史照片之中，因为它是一个医学和生物研究的一个区域，在这个门上有2个甲虫，就分别在这里。当然，我们这次呢没有把那个甲虫复原出来，只是把它还是按这个铜的质感去做出了这个电梯的门和我们电梯的门套。
The institute used to have clinical, physiology, and pathology departments. Around 100 famous medical experts had worked here, including Chinese medical microbiologist Tang Feifan, British pharmacist Bernard Reed, and British surgeon Hubert Gordon Thompson. This structure used to be the library of the Medical Institute. A large number of medical books and precious specimens, including fossils and Chinese herbs, were housed here. The copper facades have been restored and air conditioners have been installed behind them. See the numbers on the facade 1932. 1932 is the year when the institute was founded. And these letters stand for Leicester Institute of Medical Research. Born in Southampton in 1840, Leicester had trained as an architect and a land surveyor in London. In 1863, he came to Shanghai and worked for the Shanghai Municipal Council for 3 years. Before he died in 1926, Leicester was one of the richest merchants in Shanghai. He devoted almost all his assets to philanthropy and built the Leicester Chinese Hospital, the Henry Leicester Institute of Technical Education, and the Henry Leicester Institute of Medical Research. Nearly 100 years have passed since his death. Leicester's legacy still lives on in the city he loved. The former medical institute is now serving as a United Family Hospital's Jing'an branch.
100年前，其实上海已经是国际医疗学术中心了。在那个时候，100年前，他们做的各位我们前面的这个医学人员，他们做的各种各样的创新的研发，到各种疫苗啊，到医学研究啊。那如果能够把这样的一个传承重新再建立成我们的国际医疗中心，我们觉得是一个很完美的配合。然后第二期呢，我们会把整个外部的空间重新再做修缮，然后也会保留很多我们在这个的历史文化，然后后面还会有这个室外的这种康复的空间，也会在后面会呈现。
If you are looking for a spot to get a view of the city, the Grand House on the waterfront in Hongkou District is one of the best places to do it.
From century-old heritage buildings to a world-class conference venue, the Grand Halls are located at the intersection of Huangpu River and Suzhou Creek. Once the site of the Yangtze River Wharf, the 3 structures here were built in 1902. They were originally used as warehouses and eventually became dockyards for the Chinese Navy in 1949. One of the 3 buildings was torn down and rebuilt. Construction was completed in 2021. The city decided to restore the other 2 buildings instead of tearing them down, since the old red brick walls have been a part of the Shanghai waterfront for over a century. With the help of 3D laser scanning technology, nearly 80% of the structures were protected and restored, including 460,000 old bricks.
从老建筑上保护性拆解之后呢，又对其进行了一个编号分堆，经过31道工序去盐、去碱、打磨、加强之后又对其进行了切片，又将其一片一片贴面到了墙上。而2号楼和3号楼的外立面呢，是将其按照整砖砌筑的手法来将其完成的，最大程度的保留了老建筑上的原汁原味，是直接可以触摸到的100年历史所在。
The Grand Halls cover an area of approximately 99,000 square meters. All 3 buildings are connected to create a venue that meets the needs of large-scale conferences, but each building can function independently.
1号楼呢，因为更多的要满足一些会议、宴会等需求所以说现在用的一种新的一个装饰风格是落地窗。而2号楼和3号楼的这个窗格是为了保留这个历史、保留建筑的风格外貌把它都保留了一些小的窗格在里面，也是有一种特别的一种观赏视角嘛，一窗一景这样的一种感觉。
If I had to use some Italian words, it would be mamma mia, which saputo is wodatina. It's beautiful. I loved how it's the contraposition of tradition and with the artwork instead on the outside that is all new and modern. I love what they did because renovating and maintaining the historical aspect is not easy, and anybody who's been to Europe can see it can be done well, like here, or it can be done poorly. I can't wait to see other functions that they have here because this is just spectacular.
This viewing platform can be accessed from any of the 3 buildings. On a nice day, it's a perfect spot for outdoor banquets that offers an extremely rare view of the Bund.
There are more than 70 pieces of art in the Grand Halls, ranging from paintings, paper cuttings, engravings, and sculptures.
这一幅苏绣呢，它是有每一幅高7米、宽1.3米的单幅，它有上百种颜色丝线的变化。258位绣娘纯人工手绣，历时了3个多月。
This multimedia wall is made up of 2,828 hand-polished glass tiles over a large LED screen. I kind of feel like I'm walking in a painting.
The landscape of mountains and rivers of the Jiangnan region changes with the seasons. In autumn, the maple leaves turn and fall, and in winter, the scene is animated with snowflakes. June 16th marks the third year of the opening of the Grand Halls. Hundreds of people tour the grounds at the waterfront. Fu Zhong, a soldier for 28 years, and his wife were among them.
他已经当兵28年了，所以进来以后一看，非常宏伟气势。他们来电话以后，我真的想了好多天，我说我们百姓能走进这么高雅的殿堂，真的非常感动。
以前我老公他是在东海舰队，这地方我都很熟，所以今天过来特别亲切。
优秀的艺术家和优秀的这个材料，琉璃啊，还有一些苏绣啊等等的设计，能够从历史文化中感受中国的文脉。
Starting next month, the Grand Halls will be open to the public for free for 1 day every month.
我们会在每个月的最后一周的星期六，定期开放。然后呢，会在20号，每个月的20号，在我们的官方微信公众号上面的小程序可以进行预约。那么我们也在积极的探索，希望能够在日常的经营过程当中，可以释放更多的时间跟空间来回馈公众。
So you've arrived in Shanghai, you want to spend a little time here. You have to understand that a lot of places don't accept cash, so you got to get by using a WeChat or Alipay. Now, both of these things require identification and all kinds of stuff, passports to set up. But right now, there's a new product called the Shanghai Pass. And this is basically like a transit card, like a subway card that you can charge up and use. But it has a lot of added features. Not only can you use it on the subway, but you can also use it for the ferries, you can use it to get into tourist attractions, you can even use it in some convenience stores. And this is very, very handy because you don't need any ID at all to purchase one of these cards. You can get them right here at the airport or in different subway stations across town, and it makes life in Shanghai a whole lot easier being able to pay with just a card. Hello. I'd like to get a Shanghai Pass. Yeah.
Okay, so the cost of this card is 20 yuan, and how much do you want to top up?
Well, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 500 yuan, so just put it all on the card.
Okay. So you see there are 480 yuan in your card.
Perfect. And if I want to top it up, these are the...
In these subway stations, you can top up this card.
Thank you.
The Shanghai Pass is available at Terminal 1 at Hongqiao Airport and Terminal 2 at Pudong Airport. Other service stations are listed on the pamphlet.
We are on Nanjing East Road, the walking street. Super popular with tourists. And the Shanghai Pass works in quite a few stores here. I'm going to check out Shanghai First Food Hall.
There is just so much to choose from.
Osmanthus pear syrup candy. Ooh, how about this one? Creamy spiced bean. Never heard of anything being creamy and spiced at the same time. That's odd. Try some beef jerky.
I found some Shanghai street sign magnets. I think I'll take Anfu Road.
I'm right outside an All Days. The card should work here. Prune ice cream. Keep me regular. I'm gonna try this. Oh, 谢谢. Okay, well, I've been using this card for a little while now, and it's starting to run low. But when I was at the airport and I got it, they actually handed me this. Now, this is basically an index of all of the subway stations in the city where you can top up this card. Right now, I'm at Nanjing West Road Station, and I'm going to put a little more money on this card so it'll last me a little bit longer. I'd like to put 200 yuan on that card. Thank you. So every time you use the card, either on the bill it'll show you how much is left. In the case of a taxi, you can just look on the screen and you can see I had $4.49, now I've got $3.92.
下车东西别忘记。
谢谢。
再见。
再见。
Of course, the card works on the bus, even a tour bus. And I've never been on one of these double-deckers before.
One ticket. One ticket, please. Let's go.
When you buy a ticket for the double-decker bus tour, they give you a set of earphones to plug into a console in front of every seat. The recording gives you details on the landmarks along the bus route. It's half price if you're under 1.4 meters tall.
Trying to save some money. And as you can see, the pass can be used to buy tickets to tourist sites like the Oriental Pearl Tower.
It started raining. Of course, everything looks better in fair weather, but I've still got a Huangpu River cruise to take, and I'm not going to let the rain stop me.
6 p.m.? One person. It's not the greatest weather for a river cruise, but to be honest, I am getting a unique view of the Bund with the dark clouds over it and whatnot. It's still very pretty. Fights!
One last thing. The Shanghai Pass isn't limited to Shanghai. It also works on public transportation in other cities, including Beijing, Guangzhou, Xi'an, Qingdao, Chengdu, Sanya, and Xiamen.
We took a card for 15 days, so we are using internet through this possibility.
It's convenient for people who are not here very often, maybe coming once a year for a few days.
If somebody wants to come here on a short trip, I think they should apply for a SIM card. Yeah, that would really make a difference.
It was really easy. I just went there. I chose the period, so how many days I'm here. And then they just took a picture of my passport to make sure that I am the one who is buying the card. I put it in the phone and it started working, so easy.
Obviously, if you live and work in Shanghai, you have a mobile phone with a Chinese SIM card and a data plan. But what about people who are only in town for a very short period of time? Maybe you've got friends or family visiting, or perhaps there's a delegation coming to your offices. Having a Chinese SIM card is very useful because anytime you want to register for anything, they'll send you a verification code to your phone number. Now, yes, the city is plastered with Wi-Fi hotspots and the thousands of coffee shops all over town, inside shopping malls and whatnot. But there's always that one time where you're stuck in a dead zone, and not being able to get online is a real hassle. Well, right now, China Telecom is selling short-term SIM cards that come with minutes and data plans, most importantly. Now, most people will pick them up at airports, but in my case, I'm going to stop by this China Telecom office here on Taixing Road to see what they have to offer.